have got to get this mess under control. We are working in my tea cabinet today. This cabinet sits right above my coffee maker. It's on this little countertop here that sits right as soon as you walk into my kitchen from my living room. I absolutely love this little coffee station. I love having my cabinet above my coffee maker with all of my teas, coffees, hot beverages, that sort of thing, but it's a hot mess. Right next to this cabinet is a snack cabinet, which is equally messy, and stuff just gets jammed in there. Anything that won't fit in any other cabinets goes in here as well. We're gonna tackle this at some point, but today I am focusing on my tea cabinet, getting this all cleaned out and organized, and I'm going to kind of clean up this area here because it's a bit of a mess. So if you're interested in watching me tackle this mess as part of my organization series, just keep on watching. Give this video a thumbs up. I'm going to be working in small areas at a time, not overwhelming myself with this project, but hopefully by the end of Q1, so by March, the end of March, I will have all of the little areas that I outlined in my first video in the series, which I will link in a little card above here, taken care of. So we're going to start with this today. I'm going to start by emptying everything out. I'm going to get a cloth and wipe out all the shelves and everything, dispose of anything that's expired or that I'm not going to use, and completely reorganize this. Ultimately, my goal is to have all of the hot beverages in here nice and neat and organized. I also want to have my teaware up in here, so you see my little matcha bowl, my teacup, my teapot, my perfect steeper. I want all of those tools up here as well. So let's get this emptied and see what we can do. I was gonna set up my tripod and do this sort of like a montage, but if I stop right now to get my camera set up, I'm gonna lose my momentum here. So I'm just going to hold this camera in my hand while I take everything out. I'm probably not gonna film the entire process because it'd be better with two hands. My Sleepy Time tea just fell right out of this cabinet. So I'm gonna get all of this out of here and then I'll show you guys what we're working with. And I just found the lid for my David's Tea tea mug that I've been looking for. So already we are off to a good start. Okay, so I am up on a chair. I got a holy mess going on down here, but it has to get worse before it gets better. I'm reaching all of these things up at the very top that I can never even see from a standing position. So I forgot that this stuff was up here, with the exception of my matcha. I knew that my matcha collection was up here. But some of this other stuff, like these decaf tea bags, I forgot we even had. So, yeah. Glad that I was doing this project because I can definitely make use of those. Alright, so my cabinet is completely empty with the exception of this cookie jar, which I'm going to take clear out of here. It's not going back up here. So now this is completely empty. I'm going to get a cloth, wipe everything down really well, wipe the inside of this cabinet door really well, and then we can start going through and organizing this mess. Alright, so I need to start going through all of this and figuring out what I'm going to keep, which is most of it. There's a lot of areas in my home where I'm really going to declutter and get rid of some stuff, but not my tea cabinet. My tea cabinet's my happy place. I'm not getting rid of much. Unless something is expired, I'm probably going to keep it, but I got my cupboard all wiped out. It sat for about 15-20 minutes, so it's good and disinfected. And now I'm going to start figuring out how I want to organize it and where everything is going to go. I think I for sure want to put like my teaware, my cups, that sort of thing on this bottom shelf. I may lower this shelf. There is space to do that. and then my most used teas and coffees and things here, and then things I don't use quite as much up top. Sorry you guys, it's dark in this cabinet. My camera's really having a hard time focusing. So I think that's the plan. Now I just gotta figure out how to execute it. Like, I know that my flowering teas here, these are from Tea Bloom, by the way. I'll give you guys a whole like after tour and tea collection situation once I'm done. Oh, those do fit up there. I wasn't sure if they were going to fit, but they do. So, okay. Focus camera. I need to mess with the settings on this a little bit more. See if I can figure out. I think it's just because it's so dark in here. But yeah, I'm gonna start kind of going through everything and organizing it, and then I'll show you what I come up with. So I have this little tea canister here, and it has some various samples and tea bags that I received from Sips By when I did the Sips By box. I also have some David's Tea samplers in here. And I think what I'm going to try to do is take out the tea from my advent calendar that I still have left and put the tins in here. I don't know if they're going to fit. Not all of these have tea in them. Some of them are empty. Definitely want to hold on to these little tea things. I feel like they would be useful someday. I don't have any idea what I'll use them for, but the ones that do have tea in them, like this one is David's Breakfast Blend. I want to keep these with my other tea so that I can use them and I don't have to keep this giant thing out on my counter. It's not exactly small. It takes up a huge amount of space on my counter, so I want to try to condense this, put this tea into here. We'll see how that goes. So as you can see, I still had quite a few servings of tea left in my advent calendar. I just left the empty containers in the advent calendar for now. I'm going to store this away with my Christmas stuff most likely. Actually, I might pull the empty canisters out, wash them out, and put them up in my like Tupperware cabinet. We'll see. I don't know yet. I just feel like they'll be useful. I hate to waste them. The only one I didn't put in here was the last of the Gingerbread Blondie. If you guys remember during Vlogmas, this tea I really did not like at all, so that I'm probably just gonna toss because nobody in my family liked it either. So that was definitely not a winner, but all the other ones I put in here. These other tea samples, the tea bags, and I have a couple of loose teas as well. I'm probably gonna find a little basket or something to put them in, just because they won't all fit in here. But I'm gonna make it an effort, I'm gonna make a concerted effort to use up my tea samples first before I use up any more of my other tea. Okay, so this is what I have come up with so far. It's not perfect, but it's way better than it was. And I know where everything is. I know everything in here is fresh, nothing is expired, so overall I'm happy with it. So here's what I have going on here. I have just basic black tea bags from Great Value. We use those for iced tea in the summer. My husband occasionally will brew a cup of just black tea real quick. I don't really drink that. I prefer loose leaf tea, you guys know. And if I'm going to do a tea bag, it's not going to be just a plain cheapo black tea. But we have that here. It's an option. The rest of my tea bags that are in boxes are kind of up in the same area. So I have those decaf tea bags there. I have some more way in the back in a baggie. But that's all that's in that baggie. I know exactly where it is, so we'll use up those first if we make a decaffeinated iced tea. This is my son's favorite tea. It is Plantation Mint from Bigelow. We only have a couple of tea bags left, so I'm gonna have to restock that, but that goes there. Then I have some Zen tea from Tazo that we occasionally pull from. This is my sleepy time tea. I use this all the time, so I wanted it front and center. I have a hot chocolate bomb here. This is a variety of black teas that I pull from occasionally. Behind that are items we use less often, so there's some cappuccino mixes back there. There's a big thing of hot chocolate. I also have the Abuelita Mexican hot chocolate here. All those tea bags in the baggie in the back, which I talked to you about. I have some mulling spices for mulled cider or tea. We do mulled red wine that I really love, that we use those for. I have my strawberry matcha and my other matcha powders there as well to be able to pull from those. So that is the top shelf. For my second shelf, I have things mostly organized. I do still have these tea bags and samplers that I talked about getting a little basket for, just kind of shoved up in here, but I'll get a basket at some point or a cup or something to put those in. Or more likely, I will just drink through them within the week and then they'll be gone. So that's that. Behind here, I have some more loose leaf tea from Twinings, I'm not really sure how you say it. I've got some Earl Grey and some Irish breakfast back there. I have my Teavana tea bags here. These you can get at Walmart, Meijer, Kroger, you know, any grocery store really. My favorite is the Youthberry. I have some spiced apple cider, which I'm not a big fan of, and some Peach Tranquility. Typically, I use the Peach Tranquility along with the Teavana Jade Citrus Mint, and I make like a medicine ball type situation when I have a cold. So I'm all out of the Jade Citrus Mint right now. I need to get some more so that I have that on hand. We are in cold and flu season, as they keep reminding us. And then back here, I just have a hibiscus ginger loose leaf tea from the Tao of Tea. I got that on Amazon. So let me put these back. You do kind of have to move things around a little bit to get to the things behind, but I tried to keep that in mind and put the things that I use most often towards the front. Back behind here, I have my matcha bowl and whisk, and I have my little matcha teacup. I just put these little peppermint spoons in here. We use those to stir into hot chocolate when we have that. I also have just a metal steeper basket that I use on occasion when I'm steeping tea and I don't want to use my teapot or my steeper. I have a couple of flowering teas here, or a couple of packages of flowering teas. I love these. These are so beautiful. I use these in my clear glass teapot. They open up so gorgeous. I did a whole time-lapse video of a tea bloom tea in one of my Vlogmas videos. I will link that in a card above if you want to check it out. It's so pretty. And their teas are delicious. So I have a berry blooms package here. I think each of these comes with, 36 steeps. And they're just down in there. And then I also have a flowering teas variety as well. So these are just like floral flavored teas. I have a can of coffee back there, our favorite donut shop coffee. I also have some Dunkin' Donuts coffee back there as well. We do have a little canister of ground coffee that we keep on our countertop at all times, so those will just refill that once that is empty. And then moving on to this bottom shelf, I have a lot of empty space because this is where all my tea mugs will go. They're all currently dirty. I need to do some dishes, but in these canisters back here, I have extra K-cups in the coffee one, and I have more extra K-cups still up in this cabinet, which again, we didn't touch. It's still a giant mess. Have those there. We don't usually keep nearly this many K-cups on hand at one time. It was just sort of an impulse to buy lots of K-cups when we got our new Keurig, so we'll get through these. I will constantly be refilling my little carousel that I have here. We'll get through those and then we won't have that many on hand at once. So for now, they're fine in there. I aim to have no more than what will fit in my carousel and in this little coffee container. The tea you guys saw are my David's Tea loose leaf tea samples, and in this sugar container I just have Splenda. I don't use sugar in my tea or coffee. I occasionally use Splenda, so that's what's in there. And then I just have some honey. My husband really likes to add honey to his tea. Very rarely will I do that. In the back here, I just have some disposable to-go cups. We occasionally use those. Coffee stirrers and some coffee sleeves for those cups. And then right here in the front, I have my teapot, which I absolutely love, that my husband got me for Christmas, and my David's Tea steeper. Like I said, I will put my cups here. So that is a look at the cabinet, all set, situated, and organized. Now I'm going to take a few minutes, clean off this giant mess, and I'll be done for the day. While I was cleaning off my counter, I discovered apparently I am not out of my Jade Citrus Mint tea from Teavana, so that is going to go up here with the other teas. I have gotten some questions about what I use to clean my butcher block countertop, and all I use is just, this is a glass spray bottle from Grove. In here is vinegar, just white vinegar and water, and a couple of drops of Dawn dish soap, and that is what I use, the only thing I use to clean and disinfect my butcher block countertop. So I'm going to get this sprayed down and get this all wiped up, and then I'm going to show you kind of the after. Almost done, guys. Okay, so this is all clean and clear and ready for another day of coffee. Let me just take you on a little tour here. So because I have the butcher block countertops and I don't want the heat from the coffee maker to damage them, I have the coffee maker on this silicone mat, which I got from Amazon, and then I have a big cutting board that I purchased just from Walmart underneath that as well, so it's doubly protected. I don't want anything to happen to my beautiful countertops, which you guys know I put in 2019 and I absolutely love. I have all of my K-cups here on this little carousel. This carousel comes from Amazon as well. I have a couple of the reusable K-cups. I have our favorite donut shop ground coffee K-cups. I have some of the cappuccino mixed caramel ones, as well as some French vanilla ones. I also have some hot chocolate pods and some decaf coffee, so we got a nice variety, and it just sits here on this little carousel. This was like 16 bucks from Amazon. I'll link it below. Then we have just our typical ground coffee, which I do need to refill. I should have done that while I had everything out. That's just my donut shop coffee from Walmart in there. This container came from Walmart as well. It's just one of these that has like a seal so that everything stays good and fresh. Looks really pretty on the countertop, or it looks pretty when it's full anyway. And it makes it super easy. My husband is a zombie in the morning. He likes to stumble out and immediately make his coffee. He doesn't want to have to fumble into the cabinet for it, so that stays on the countertop. Then I have my little Miraco milk frother. You guys saw me get that for Christmas in a Vlogmas video. Absolutely love that. Use that probably 3 times a week. And then my favorite kettle, the Kasori electric kettle, which I use every single day. So that is what stays on the countertop. I also have this little sign here that my kiddos got my husband for Christmas one year from Dollar Tree. It says, Dad's coffee rules, don't drink it, don't breathe near it, don't even look at it, but you're allowed to make it. And that is my husband in a nutshell. Like, he's one of these that you can't talk to in the morning without coffee. You know, if you want to have a conversation with him in the morning, you got to hand him a cup of coffee and let him drink it first. So that just fits his personality, so we have that hung there as well. And then one last look at my cabinet. I put a couple other things back up here. I organized this a little bit more and added the Jade Citrus Mint that I found. I put some of the other things that we have occasionally with our coffee. I found these Sips by reusable tea bags. So this is just another way to steep loose leaf tea. So I have those. I have the honey. I have the little lid for my coffee mug, which again, my coffee mug or my tea mug will go here once it's washed. I have the honey, and then I have some amaretto there that we very, 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 very rarely put into our coffee for like an evening nightcap, but it's there should we want it. We've had it for quite a while, and that's how much we've used. So you can see it's a very rare occasion, but good to have it when we want it. So that is it for the video today. I got my tea cabinet organized. This makes me so happy. I cannot even tell you. This is my happy place, and it makes it so much better when I can actually find everything that I need. So If you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up. Let me know what you want to see me organize next. Do you want to see the snack cabinet next, or do you want to see something else? Maybe my linens.
It's 2:30 p.m.
I think that my laundry room is probably going to be the very last place that I organize because it's the most organized place, and we're still kind of debating what we want to do in there, whether we want to hang a shelf or if we want to put in a cabinet, so that'll probably be last. But let me know what you'd like to see next. In the meantime, enjoy this last little look at my tea cabinet. Thanks so much for watching. Make sure that you subscribe so that you never miss a video. I post new budgeting and lifestyle content here on my channel every single week. I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye!